So this should be the final video. And current situation, so 7 Platoon, they've worked their way up to the northern compound, having bypassed compound 5, taken the centre compound and the southern compound. Whilst we're pushing through this field we took far from here, there were enemy in this building, but we've cleared that and we're on the rooftop there. Most of us are in the actual northern compound. Some fire has been coming from compound 9. Some forces have been trying to cut across this way, mostly handled by the GMG. Or, well, the checkpoint. And then I think the final point is we have been receiving fire from northeast compound. So this has... Certainly you've got that icon. That, I believe, was an RPG. And that caused a casualty here. And that's the last thing we were doing. So we pop smoke, recover the casualty, and they're coming in here. And I suppose the final thing before I press play, we've time travelled one last time. So it is something like 2011, I think, was the first time. Well, no, it was 2011. No, it was the end of 2010. So when I handed over at the end of Herrick 12, Herrick 13, the Paras came along in everything MTP. So they had Osprey MTP, helmet covers, everything. And for a little extra touch, giving them brown boots. So that's starting to get phased in from the tan boots, brown boots. So I suppose last thing to say is, playing it cautious for the last few minutes, I don't think this is going to come in time. So this is 6 minutes. It might get called in. We might get extra time. But I'm playing it cautious. I don't think we're going to finish this completing all the objectives. Yeah. Interesting playthrough. Quite tricky. I think the problem is, even if we took this and we had time to patrol back down to checkpoint, we know that despite our objective being to clear out firing points here, compound 5 does have Taliban. I think compound 4 has. I expect when we get to that point, compound 4 has a Taliban who unsurrendered themselves because we left him. We couldn't for combat mission reasons capture him. He is fine over there. Do we want to do something? I suppose is the question. Do we want to cut across to compound 9? Compound 9 may help. So I may get some movement over to compound 9. I think we'll use the 2 sections again. And we'll figure out how to get them across. Danger will be from northeast compound, compound 9 itself, and then I don't think we've received fire from 10, but it is still a possibility. Just get them spread a little bit on the rooftop there. Might split these down a tiny bit. How do we want to patrol up to there?
I am an AH inbound. Estimate 1 minute to your overhead. Approaching from the...
We've stopped carrying day sacks too. So we've got camelbacks again. Or hydration packs if we're going to avoid branding. Now, one thing that's been quite... One thing that's been quite apparently missing from all this is IEDs. And by 2009, that was starting to be... Well, it was an issue. So we've been quite lucky in that respect. We've not had to worry about IEDs. Just get them slightly out of view from there. And I'm conscious as well, we have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes game time, potentially overtime. See how that goes. No. No. Right, guys, pull back. We know they're there now. We know that much. We know they're still there.
I am an AH inbound. Estimate 1 minute to your overhead. Approaching from the...
So that's still good. Well, that is disappointing. I don't think we're going to get northeast. I suppose we can try and tidy ourselves up for the time being.
At TIP.
But yeah.
Target identified.
Because the problem there was
You are under positive control.
we're taking
Clear
fire
hot.
from here, taking fire from here, taking fire from here. RPGs all over the place. So, as much as I'd like to take Compound 9, realistically I'd have to take Compound 10. And clearing compounds hasn't been our strong suit in this. It's a bit clunky sometimes, shock force clearing buildings.
At TIP.
But I think what we're probably going to do is miss the Apaches. I was about to say for the final thing, we'll watch the Apaches come in. But we're looking the wrong way, so we missed that. Fantastic. Hopefully there's another one coming around. Yeah. In the next 14 seconds, please. And that'll be our let's see if we can make a what was that? That is not going to be the clip for the
You're in positive control. Clear hot.
what's it called? The little clip that you see at the title card. Nope.
Ordnance expended. RTB. At TIP.
So we're now in overtime is the other thing. That looked like a good hit.
Target identified.
You are under positive control. Clear hot.
Who are we going to use? So I think these guys are probably best placed to push forward if we do in the overtime. They're facing the right way. Again. Now that was a different building.
Target identified.
You're in positive control. Clear hot.
So I don't think we're getting these victory points, if I'm honest. And I'm not going to rush the patrol up to try and take that final point.
At TIP.
Because I already think that we've taken plenty of wounded, possibly some killed. We'll see in a minute.
Target identified. You are under positive control. Clear hot.
And we'll just let Ugly 5-1 do its thing, I think. That'll do nicely.
Ordnance expended. MRTB.
I do think very cautiously work my way up to this, I think. And just watch it all go wrong at the very last moment. Sure, they've gone. So we'll follow 2 section in, probably to the end of the mission. See how it goes. I've never been quite sure what allowable time tends to be on, or variable time rather, what it tends to be. Compound 9 is the other option for where we're going. It's either this, compound 9, or this, northeast compound, that we're going to take fire from.
The crowd's already here. It's gonna be close. Hang on.
We'll let them work their way up slow.
Keep moving.
No rush on this one. Just certainly finding these bodies from earlier. Are we in a neat all-round defence, I suppose? Reasonable. So we're in the still the same patrol order. We've got the MFC with the commander. We've got the engineers close. Oops. Yeah, somebody still wants to play. Oh, it may be. Yeah. Now there's a thing we didn't consider. The friends we left behind, eh? Compound 5. Nah, we're not going to do this. But anyway, right. So there's a reasonable amount of variable time here. And despite caving this building in, we still have one guy who will not give up. So as 2 sections sort of bounds back towards the rest of the patrol, we really have become the Lost Patrol. So we could probably bypass Compound 5 and make our way back there. I don't really want to take this unproven route because we know there's enemy here, here, and here still. Oh, hello. Right, no need to figure that one out. It's a major victory with 2 killed, 5 wounded. But 101 Taliban killed, 74 wounded. And 17 captured, so that's not bad at all. As we said, we've not got Northeast Compound points. We've got points for taking... so is this... I think this is for taking out reinforcements, but not the Taliban that were originally on the ground. And we've passed with friendly casualties or enemy casualties, so we have lost 2 men. Don't know which 2. Could be one of the ANA. I think we only lost 1 ANA. I can't recall how many British soldiers we lost. But yeah, that is the end. And then the opposite for the... Is it the end? Opposite? Oh, so it's slightly different dismounts, I imagine, as the actual foot patrol. And then the south and north approach, I think that said in the brief, is this area of the canal. So yeah, there's that point we bypassed. Yep, there was a group here. There's certainly some guys back here. There's more further into the Northeast Compound, so whilst we took out this team, that wouldn't stop the fact there's another HQ and team further back, which would be a bit of a nasty fight to possibly from, I mean, it'll be from, I imagine it'd be windows or rooftops for these ones. This guy, I didn't realise there was 2. So these guys apparently did unsurrender. Looks like they've done some first aid on whoever was in there. This horrible little group that's set up in Compound 5, they... so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that 9? 9. 9 guys back in 5. Rest of it's nicely cleared. I suppose the next point is the actual... How well did everyone do? So, ANA HQ, 1 enemy. First squad has taken out 3, captured 4. Second squad took 1. It's whether we work through these in number order. So one section has 7 enemy killed. 2 section, 13 with 5 captured. Does it split this? 12, 17, I think, if we're combining these. 2 for Platoon HQ, which gives a whopping 46 for the MFC. How much of that would be the Apache, and how much would be the mortars? Not sure. So, I mean, yeah, those mortars were pretty effective looking at this. So calling in fire on those 421 targets, so PID targets not currently engaged. Those mortars look like they certainly over there. Where else? It was over here as well. Yeah, certainly did a number on them. Trying to think where else we called in mortars. But I think those mortars potentially was where the MFC got most of his casualties. Some of this will be the Apache, some of it's the GMG, some of it is the javelins. So I think this detachment's got 2. This one's got 1. I think in both cases they were targeting headquarters. Whether that's 2 headquarters or 1 headquarters, uncertain. There you go. So for example, there we go. So this is the commander, slightly off to the right of this javelin detonation. That's that guy, I think, took the brunt of that. Are there any over here? Because I know we fired some. Flip around. Can we see a crater? Because that's what we're looking for, really. That there was guys creeping up through the canal that I'm sure we engaged with javelin. It's whether, no, I remember there was this useless miss. And where else? Saying that, there's a potential that that javelin, whilst it missed him, still injured him. Potentially. And I suppose the real one we want to see is 17 on the GMG, not bad at all. For the section, so 2 for these guys, 11, they did very well. That'll be this bunch over here. 10 for the GPMG. 1 for Fire Support Section HQ, so they're getting involved too. 24 for the sniper, so that's been quite effective at disrupting, I imagine. So I saw a whole bunch. Would that be in them? I saw a whole bunch on this road. Can't really attribute everything, but we certainly saw guys go down here. Is that the sniper? Does he have view? I don't know. Potentially. Potentially. Indetermined. What is determined is 24. So yeah, not a bad little game. I think what I'll do to wrap up, probably take a couple of screenshots. So I've got some title cards, and then is it worth checking who did some damage? So yeah, we know that. Who was it they got? I think that was some guys on. That was the A&A. So they got the A&A up here. Back and forth firefight. They got nobody. One of these got. So it's either him or him that got the A&A guy here. Trying to figure out how this works out. So 4. I'm not sure if that includes wounded. But yeah, we took some casualties over here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Yeah. As expected. I know that these guys, I think, got, yeah, 1 wounded there. So it does include the wounded, because I know that this RPG got that hit down here. Then that was where we took the wounded man there before they pulled back into the northeast compound. So yeah, not a bad little game. I hope this has been interesting, and I hope you enjoy the little modifications. So not much of a showcase really, but here and there you get to see up close what this looks like. So in this case, the full MTP. And I'll call it there. So have a great day.